Hello, hello. This is Julie with JulesOfTyler. Happy Sunday to everyone out there. I hope all is good your way. Today I'm going to do a flip through of my newest junk journal. It's a golden book called Numbers. And I believe this is number 10 of my junk journals. But this one right here is a 7x8 junk journal. It has 3 signatures, and it has a little bit over 3 inches of a spine here. There you go, if you want to see that a little bit better. I have eyelets with the signatures to make it a little bit stronger. And let's see, there are 220 pages, and that is counting paper bags and a doily in there, so it's just everything on here, okay? And also, I've got a whole big old stash for you to do your thing, and hopefully you'll like all this too and want to make it your own. So first of all, I'll go through the junk journal, and then we'll go through the stash, okay? Alrighty. I've got a soft cover spine this time. First time I've done that, and it's really kind of cool. So you can probably get it pretty thick. I've got a little bit of trim on some of the pages. I've got some little tabs made out of fabric. So we'll step into this thing. This book, it had some pages that were a little bit damaged, so I didn't use all the pages in here, okay? And this is the inside cover. There were some scribbles on the inside, so I decided to go ahead and cover it up on there, even though I love when they have their name on there. I think it's just really, really cute. But since there were other scribbles on there, I thought, you might not like it. So what I did here is I put a children's music page on here, and I put a cutout from a greeting card and just a little bit of trim on the side, and I've sewn all around it. On this page here, this is the beginning of the book, and of course it says numbers on there, since that's a title. Right here I have a tag, and I just have a few little pieces of ephemera, a vintage little tag, and then a little card here that is from a digital there that you could journal on if you wanted to. And this I have this old calendar book from 1942. If you give me your birthday, I can see if I still have those pages and make you a tag like that. There you go. And on the back side is just a journaling space. Okay, we just have scrapbooking paper, a doily, and this is actually a cigar label. I just loved it because it was orange. I'm really getting into orange. I've always loved reds and pinks, but I've been seeing a lot of orange in these older books that I have from like the teens and the 20s and the 30s. They use a lot of yellows and oranges, and I'm just starting to really like that. This next page over is just a little bit of scrapbooking paper, and this right here with the pencils, that is some old stationery I had when I was a kid that I just never used, and I still have the box of it. So I'm gradually using that in my books here. This right here is something like green stamps, but it's in yellow. I'm not exactly what it is. It says top value. I don't remember it. I just remember green stamps. That was in our area. So anyway, you can decorate with this, cut this up, do whatever you want to with it. This next page, I've made a clear page, and I've sewn down the middle so that you could have 2 little pockets. And on this one, I have a little party invitation that is super cute. Open it up, and it's still just as cute on that. And I had a lot from the same people, and I looked at the address and found out, oh gosh, was it in California or Florida? Now I can't remember. But anyway, I got to look at it and see what their old homes look like. Oh, it was California. It was California, so it was pretty neat. And this here is just a piece of ephemera. It came with my trading cards. I like the old trading cards, and advertising cards from the late 1800s. So this one doesn't have anything on the back, but it's probably from the late 1800s. So I'm just going to stick that in here. And the bottom part of this is a postcard that is super, super cute. I love the children's postcards. Let's see if I can get it without a glare there. Okay. And let's see what the date is on here. This is from 1915. So you can have that to read, or you can decorate with it, make a pocket out of it. Just whatever you want to. I have a little vintage trim and some scrapbooking paper. The next page over, I've made a pocket out of scrapbook paper. And this is just a vintage math card. And these are really fun if you decorate these up. You can make it really, really cute. So that'll be up to you to do. This is from a children's book. I've got some graft paper. This is an old bingo card here. And you'll love this vintage letter. This is actually, it's from a brother-in-law to a sister-in-law. I have a whole bunch of them, but it's usually the husband and wife corresponding. So this one right here was from 1945. It was during the war, and he is in Luxembourg. So it's really funny to read all the little things he kept and he sent back home. And he was telling her that, you know, he had a Nazi banner and he had cartridges he sent back and all different souvenirs. So this might be something you'll love to read, but this is from January 22nd, 1945. And of course, they couldn't tell their location on there. That's why he says somewhere in Luxembourg. Okay. Okay, this next page is part of the book. And I try to keep a lot of these pages with numbers, just so they would all go together with the name of the book. And this is from 101 Dalmatians. This was a calendar that my daughter had. So cute. And this is just a fabric tag that I stapled in. This is digital paper. And I've sewn around most of these pages. Some of the older pages I did not because I didn't know what would happen. But this is from a student's workbook. And she actually had numbers on here, and that's why I chose that page on there. And this is old wrapping paper. This is scrapbooking paper. And this is from a different children's reader. Just precious pictures. I love the 50s. And this is from a ledger, and this is from 1918. And this is a vintage card that was actually never used. I've had these for years and years. This is back in the day where you could find a box of cards at the antique store for hardly anything. And of course now they sell them individually and they price them a lot higher than what I probably bought the box from. So he was super, super, super cute. I love it. And here is the other side of the ledger. And the book page, they're pushing a little cow. And cute. There's plenty of room to journal on. I put extra pages for that. This here is something I came up with and I put a video on it. I guess it was this past week. I can't remember, but I think it might have been Monday. And if you're ever into scrapbooking, you know what shaker cards are. So what I did is I made a shaker page. And this is just with sequins in here. And I thought that was just really, really cute. Just something different. You can journal on those pages and on the next page too. Here's the other side of the calendar for the 101 Dalmatians. And this is from a paper bag that has all the vintage looking Valentines on here. And it just opens up here and you can fill it full of anything you want. And this is another page from the numbers book. Got a little bit of lace trim here. And the vintage book. Right here is a journaling card that I made. This is a cutout from a book. Journal on the back. Okay, next page. I took a Dick and Jane book, and what I did was, let's see if I can get this off. I put a little bit of rickrack. This is vintage rickrack, real small. And I put it on the back too. You can fill it up with whatever you want to. And then I just did a large paper clip with a little bit of ribbon on here. There we go. Next page over is the other half of that stationery that I had when I was a child. It was a doily. And over here I have another pocket, and this is from the same book. And then I have a vintage bingo card. And these are really fun to decorate. You can put any kind of cutouts on here, that's fun. I've even put vintage buttons and lined them up like a bingo. And you can journal on the back. Okay, the second signature here is from a digital from KB and Friends. This page is from a vintage comic book. Super, super cute. And just a piece of scrapbook paper that I punched out. I've got some new washi tape that I got from Amity Bloom, so I thought I'd try it out and see what it looked like. Very, very pretty. And this is just a little flip that you can journal on if you want to. And she's from a book. And the page over to the right is a napkin that I decoupaged on a piece of scrapbook paper. Pretty thick. And then when you turn it over, I've got a piece of fabric that I've glued down with a little bit of lace trim. And this is something that I made the other day. This is just with a book page and scrapbooking paper and a couple of digitals. And this is a little vintage ticket for bowling. It's in pink. You can journal on the back of that. On the other side, I just have some cute kitty cats with a little frame around it. And you can cover this if you want to, so you could write on the back of that with no problem. Okay, this is another digital here with little kitchen items. And this is from a book that's all about children's manners. Got a little bit of trim there. A little bit of craft paper with a pocket. And this is another antique postcard. Again, it's super, super cute with the children. And this one is, I think it says 1915 on here. You can decorate the pockets if you want to. I left those plain. Or you can also decorate the back of this with anything you want to dress it up. This is from a children's music book that has little pictures. I love this one. Aren't they cute? This page here flips out. You've got a little notepad that you can journal on all the way down here. On this page here is just blank you could journal on, or you could actually put a pocket here and fill it full of whatever you wanted. I have a little diagonal pocket here with a little paper doll dress. That's vintage. And this is a copy of a paper doll I had here. Let's see. And this is from a TV guide. This is a children's TV guide that had, well, it had all the programs on there, but it had a lot of children's activities on here. Oh, this is so neat. And just tuck that back in here. Next page over just has your digital paper. This is from another book here, little reader. And on this page here, I have a hidden paper clip. I've made this and put a little sticker with a bird and rickrack. The other side is another little sticker that's super, super cute. And this is just something that from KB and Friends. And I cut that out, and you can glue this on any page, make a little tuck if you want to on the side. Just whatever you would like to do. Got a little piece of fabric here as a tab on top. This next page over is a page from a children's book. Has a little prayer on here. Precious boy's face. Oh, look at that. Just love him. And this opens up where you could load this in with anything you want. Next page over is a children's book that was coloring book and also has numbers where it's little connect the dots. And this page is from a little greeting card book, Peanuts. And this is a digital. This is from a book. And I've left all the strings long. I went ahead and tied the knot. So you can either leave it as a bow or you could untie it and put some beads on it and let them hang down here. Just whatever you want to do on that. So that's up to you. And some people are even making little beads out of paper that they're cutting out little hearts, and so that they're not so bulky, and they're putting on it on the ends. Here's the other side of the Snoopy card. And another pocket here. Here's another page, children's books page. The next page over, some digitals. And I sewed around this and put the little banner across the top. And I have a library card that's never been used. And just a little flash card here. Or I'm not sure. I guess it's a game card. There's a bell. You could decorate this pocket even more if you wanted. Next page over is another book page. And this is from a vintage Valentine card. This is a rather large one. This one was really hard to part with because she is just darling. And I put a seed packet in here from Texas. Yay! Never been used. And you can do whatever you want to with that one. Next page over, there is from a piano player piano roll that I put on here. You can either write on that or use this as a background and decorate the page. This here is a copy of a paper doll because this one wasn't in good shape. As you can see, her little neck there and her little feet, but she was just too cute to pass up. And I put some buttons and some rickrack on here to decorate her. Another part of the songbook. The other side of the craft paper. Here's a reproduction. This is one of my mom. She's the one sitting down. And this is my aunt. My aunt, I think, is 7 years older. And that would be her. So this is just a copy of something that I have that you could write on the back. And this one actually is vintage. Cute little frame on there. Let's see if I can get it without the glare. And this has the dates of when they were born, 1893 and 1900. So this was in the early 1900s. And I have a little bit of vintage trim right here. The other half of the manners book. More room to journal. And this page here, this was from a drawing or painting that my daughter did when she was young. And so I made a copy of it. I just thought it was so cute. I'm into cats really big time, so she knew that and drew me a little kitty cat. And this is another napkin. And I put a little rickrack and a little scrapbooking paper here. More room to journal. And there is the other half of the comic book. Isn't she cute? Little recipe. And on the third signature here, I have this from a book page. And I made this little pad here. And I just did a little sewing on here and connected all the pages. And put a sticker on top. There's a little belly band. Next page over, you have a little tuck spot and a little bit of fabric, and I have a sticker. And this is from a little vintage scrap. I'm not exactly sure what it is besides a ruler on one side. I guess there's a ruler on another side. There we go. And I just put those little pieces of trim here. Right here, I used a punch and punched out the scrapbooking page, and I put some numbers here from Tim Holtz. And here's just a little washi tape with a ruler. We have more of the Manners book, scrapbooking paper. Here is another seed packet. Again from Texas. Another book page. And another book page. And here's another page from that TV guide. Oh gosh. Doorbell. Okay, more scrapbook paper. And this is a vintage dictionary page that I ran through my printer, and I printed that out. We have the ring, so I'm sure my husband is looking at the ring and saying, I don't know this person at my door, and is not answering. Here's another little pocket, and I've got a vintage receipt here. This is January 5th, 1910. Another page from the book. And this is a little popcorn bag. One side of it. And a scrapbooking paper. This is a vintage little cap, milk cap. And the other side is another one. And I made a little pocket. And I put a couple playing cards in here. We've got Betsy Clark and this other little cutesy girl with little rabbits. This is a page from for a paper doll. More graph paper. Children's page. And this is a luminary sack. You can fill that up with anything. Or you can decorate the page. Right here is an envelope that I've sewn down, and I've glued the top and the bottom so it's a little tuck spot. And here's from a little bitty atlas book that you could probably use to decorate. And this side here is just going to flip over, and you've got the envelope that you can fill up. And of course, journaling space here. This is from the same book. And this here is a couple of vintage stamps from Mexico. And then I cut out some from a little girl and her dog from a book. And on the inside here, I've taken a couple of the pages from that same book and put them as pockets. There we go. And these are little milk coupons. You can use that for anything. They're perforated. You can leave them whole or tear them apart. And this is from a dictionary page. And this is from a game card here, I guess it is. A little giraffe. And it's vintage. Next page over, I have some hand-dyed paper. In fact, this is all hand-dyed here with a little bit of design here. And I have a little vintage trim in the orange. Like I said, I'm starting to get some orange. And then another page from the same book. And I added these numbers here for my scrapbooking materials and a fabric tab. This page here is the other half of the luminary sack. And what I did is I just put one of those pieces of paper from, this is from a different stamp book, but again, like the green stamps, but these are golden color. And it says golden 10 on here. And so I put that on here and made a little pocket from it, and I just had this right here. And again, it's a number card. It's from a children's book. Some vintage graft paper. And from a magazine. And there's the other half of the paper dolls. And here's the other side that I made the pocket. This one has little Tim Holtz little ephemera on each side. And this is just a little tag that I made out of words from different vintage books. You can see that. And this is a little bitty pocket, and I just put a price tag in here. And you've got a journaling spot on the back. If you wanted to decorate a little bit more, you could decorate this pocket up or back behind here. Plenty of writing space. And here is the other side of that popcorn bag that you can fill up. Same book. And this is more hand-dyed paper that I dyed. Another numbers card. Here's the other side of that dictionary page. This has a different image on here. Little boy and girl dancing. The other part of the TV guide. This is from a children's book. Digital papers here. And this has a belly band, and this is all little fabric scraps that I cut out and made that as that belly band. And then I have an old receipt, and this is from the 20s. It doesn't have the date, but it has 19 and a 2 on there, so that's from the 20s. And it has the prices of what she paid. I see there's butter. I'm not sure what these other things are. There's really bad handwriting, but you might be able to tell on there. Okay. There's a children's book and a little bit of red trim. Another pocket, and have 2 stickers. Other half of the manners page. And here's my little signature on here. I keep forgetting to put those on there. But anyway, it says handmade by JulesOfTyler. And this is a cutout here, and it's just a little small tuck. You can either add on to this with washi tape and make a large page. It flips but it does fit little cards like this. This is just a little vintage prescription little label here that I have. And this is from a children's book. Wasn't in great condition, but he was so cute I had to glue him down so I could save him. And the last page here, this is another page with the piano paper. And I've got another flashcard here and a couple of pieces of money from Life Game. And I have a little digital of a kitty cat with some rickrack all around. And the back of the cover here has a little pocket. And I've got a vintage songbook. This one's a different one. This has the colored pictures on here. And this down here at the bottom is from a children's book. And then I've got a vintage recipe here. She wrote it in green, so I thought it would look cute in this right here. And there's the back of the golden book here. And I've got the little corners on here. Okie dokie. Let's move this aside and I will show you what's going to come with it. And see what you think. Alrighty. Okay, first of all, I've got a little bit of trim. I've got a lot of little pieces of fabric to use. I'll go through those real fast. But I love fabric in the books. They're lots of fun. Oop, that's a little wrinkly. Yeah. Oh, I got 2 pieces of the red. Oh well. And these are some little triangles that I cut. These are really cute on journaling cards or on your pages if you group them together. I love that look when there's 2 or 3 of them. If you kind of do something like that. But anyway, I got lots of those that you can play with. Just about every color. And then I made this little fabric ruffle. It matches the book on the spine. So I thought you might could put that on a page somewhere. It looks cute if you put it on a page and it sticks out a little bit so you can see it when the book is closed. I've got some little tabs here that I cut out. And I've got tickets. And some little digitals that I cut out. I have an old slide that you can decorate or use as a little tab on a page. This is from a little German scrap, little bitty girl. This is a sticker. And here are some little safety pins. These are some rusted ones and there's some gold ones here. There you go. This is from a florist shop, just a little card that they put with flowers. These 2 are from old postcards that you can decorate pages with. Cute little kitty cat named Happy. This is an old label. And here is another German scrap. Here's a page out of that little calendar book I told you about. And it's from Palestine, Texas. And it's from Knox Glass Factory. This one is from 1950. And I've got lots of different book pages. I've got lots of little children's books that I love. This is a little blank greeting card with an envelope. And this is another piece of ledger, 1914. This is from a souvenir book that I have from the World's Fair in 1964. On this one it says it was the New York World's Fair, and it ran from 1964 to 65. I was born in 64, so that's why I got the book. So I loved it so much I got a second one so I could share it with you. I have my other one that's in perfect condition. Another book page. He's a cutie. Fragile pages. These are something that you'll have to definitely glue onto another page so that it will not tear. Here's just a tag from a shoe store. And this is from a children's dictionary. I was so glad to find a children's dictionary. I have several adult ones, but this was a child's. This is from a Dick and Jane book. And this is from another reader. Has a cute little train on there. Look at his little sad face. And here's another reader. And this is from a little railroad, I guess it's a little, I'm not sure if it's a ledger or what it is. But it has conductor and it has brakeman on there. It has all the information. I guess they had to fill that out. It was from a little book. And this one, I think this is from Max Lucado. Has a scripture on each page, little summary. And this is a vintage receipt. This is in Italian. And this one is, I think it's 1953. Let me get a little bit further away here. But this is really neat. And this one here is from the U.S. And this is from 1927. And this is from an Edith Holden book. Open it up there. Very pretty pages. And this is hand-dyed paper that I made. And this is from looks like a little ledger. Now this is very fragile too. Again, you'll have to glue this down on another piece of paper so you can use it. And this one isn't as old. It's from 1981. But I thought it was real pretty, little ledger. She wrote real well. This is an ad. Oop. I tore it out for this one, not for the, not for that side. But anyway, it had children on it, so I cut that out. And it's for a railroad, Norfolk and Western Railroad. And here is another ad. And again, it had a child on it, so I tore that one out for you. And this is from a reproduction Sears catalog, and it had baby carriages on this side. I thought that you might like. Anyway, that is it. I hope you liked it. I'm going to put this up in my Etsy shop. And it'll take a little bit to do that, so I'll need to take some pictures. But anyway, if you're interested, I'll link my shop on here. And I guess that's it. So y'all enjoy the rest of your Sunday and be blessed. Bye.